The faster you fall in love, more dangerous it is. What's wrong with that girl? Why does she think it's dangerous? Is she crazy? No, I'm not. Actually, it's not the problem to fall in love. Your feelings is not a problem. The problem is what you can do under this love spell. Because it's really a spell. It's a work of hormones. It's dopamine, endorphins, oxytocin. They all like so-called angel's cocktail. It's a beautiful cocktail. It feels great, but it's all in your body at once, and you connected to a certain person who you actually don't know. You don't know who he is. You fell in love with someone you don't know who he is, and you may have expectations like connected to him, but you don't know his thoughts of you. You don't know what he actually is ready to do for you. Because you may imagine, okay, oh my God, we girls sometimes imagine like, the bridal dress, we imagine kids, we imagine like our family together and all this beautiful like traveling together. And when we are old, we are sitting on the couches and we're like hugging and reading books. But it's all in our imagination. And it may be a problem because you're acting like you have already these things with this man, but he actually didn't do anything to have it. And the problem can be that you will be building all this dream of you both, but he's not included. He's included as a picture, as a furniture, but he's not included as a person who committing into these relationships. That can be a problem. What should you do to avoid crazy mistakes or wrong choices that you can make and actually get a lot of suffering and pain after that? First thing I suggest to do is a dating diary. You ask me what is this? I will answer to you right now. The dating diary is something that helps you to feel more honest with yourself. Because when you're on a date, you can play some role. You don't know this man. It's okay to play some role. I mean, you can not show everything of you. You shouldn't say like your childhood traumas and everything. It's okay to be anything you want to be, anything you feel like to be. You're enough, you're fine, everything is okay. But when you're at home with your own dating diary, you can write the truth, how you felt. Usually I felt in a diary like first thing I was writing the name, the age, hobby, job, city he's living in. The second thing I was writing feelings that I felt on a date. Not how I acted, not what he said about me, how I was feeling. It's very important, and I will tell about it a little bit later, deeper. But for now, it's just like your feelings. The third thing I was writing is the gratefulness to this man. What he did nice on a date. For example, he opened the car door, maybe door to restaurant, cafe, maybe he paid for dinner, maybe he was saying compliments to me or gave me flowers, anything. So what you're grateful for to this man. The last thing I was writing is what I would like to change in myself, what I felt like was wrong, not wrong with me, hear me out, everything is okay with you, okay, and you're writing like, how would you like to feel on a date? What would you like to do? For example, in my case, most of the time I was at this point of diary, I was writing that I would like to feel more relaxed. I would like to feel calm, or I'd like to open up, or I'd like to be more honest to a man. For example, he asked something and I couldn't answer honestly to him because, I don't know, I was afraid maybe or something. I got too nervous and I said some bullshit maybe. And I would like to be more honest and accept myself as I am and just be myself on a dating, like the same as like with my friends, for example. Okay, so this is a dating diary. It helps you to really understand what's going on in your feelings, to not just be on a wave of emotions and feelings and hormones. Okay, the second thing I want to talk about is your feelings. Be honest about your feelings. If you're in love, it's okay. Don't be afraid to be in love. That somebody, for example, you're afraid to fall in love and somebody will hurt you. It's okay to be afraid, and it's okay to fall in love, and it's okay to be hurt. But we are working on doing everything to not be hurt, to not struggle, suffer, more than we have to, right? We are just trying to make our life better. So accept every feeling you experience. If you fell in love with this man, and if you, for example, think that you have to tell him, but you're shy, you don't want to tell him, go through it. Just experience your feelings. I had one story from the girl I knew, and she fell in love with a guy from some group of people, and she tried to get inside this group of people to interact with this guy, and she was so in love, and she was so excited to see him. But then after 3 meetings in this group of people, she saw that he's not a guy that she actually wanted to be with, and she was so happy that she didn't have a lot of time to commit in him so much, but she was disappointed, and actually she was opening up to me, and I know how it is to experience all this. It's painful, but knowing your feelings, understanding your feelings, being honest with yourself will help you to find a real love, the couple of your dreams. Believe me, it is. It works like this. So what else can help you to not do a wrong choice? The third thing I'd like to talk about is your life, your hobbies, your interests, your enjoyment, everything that connected to you, everything that you love, you're doing. And maybe you didn't found your love hobby, but you're seeking for it. And it's a period of time that it's your work. You're like trying to find yourself. It's okay as well. And usually when there is a man that we fell in love with, we are trying to spend a lot of time with him as much as possible, because we're having these hormones in our body and they attach us to this man. But to have a good and clear understanding of this man and person, we need a certain distance before committing into relationships. And this distance, it's not like I'm just sitting waiting. Okay, I need distance. This girl on the internet, she said I need distance. Okay, I'm waiting. No, it's not like this. It's just doing what you love to do, and or looking for someone you love, something you love doing. It can be your hobby, it can be your job, it can be your parents, family, friends, some fun. Maybe it's, I don't know, spa, some beauty procedures, anything. Something that you love, something that makes you happy, a part of this dating thing. One more thing that helped me to avoid painful relationships, it's trusting my intuition. It's connected to your feelings, but another thing is intuition. I will tell you some story, a little one. I didn't like a man, but I was thinking that, well, I didn't have so much dating at this time, and I thought that, well, I have to go on a date. Maybe he's the one. But I don't know, when I saw his face, I was like, something was wrong about him. And what he did, he gave me a big present, and for a new year. He gave it 1 week before a new year. And after a new year, he was blaming me that I didn't give him any present. The first thing, he was blaming me, and the second, he was blaming me that your words when you were wishing me New Year, they were so cold. He was like, give me back the present. He even tried to call the police. I mean, I understand it was stupid because I did nothing. He actually was, for 2 weeks, he was trying to give me this present. And then I was like, okay, it's fine. And then he was taking it back. I mean, it's not a problem. I don't care about the present so much. I mean, I don't need stuff. I need relationships. And my intuition was screaming on the dates. When I was writing my diary, I was literally seeing annoyed, scared. I don't know why. He was acting very fun and nice, but I mean, I felt these feelings like annoyance. I was afraid of him for some reason, I don't know why. And please trust your intuition. Of course, it can lie sometimes. I mean, we interpret it wrong sometimes, but be careful. And trust me, if the man really likes you, he will prove you that he is actually safe. Because, girl, I think it's our duty to respect ourselves and to keep ourselves safe as well. Because if we're choosing our couple like on our own and we don't have a bodyguard standing nearby, we have to be really careful who we're dating with. And I mean, just really be careful and trust your intuition sometimes. Last but not least, and probably one of the most important rules, do not make any serious decision before you felt the calmness and the inner peace with this man you're dating with. Even if you were in love on the first dates, and after a while, this crazy bunch of hormones, it turned to a beautiful, calm, warm feelings. So only when you feel like this, like calm, you can be yourself. You know that when you're with him, you feel like, it's not like you feel like you're alone. It's like you feel like you can act similarly to how you act on your own, alone in the house. And this is very important, this inner peace and calmness with a man you're dating. And when I tell about serious decisions, it's like having sex, having kids, being married, maybe like living together, buying a house together. I mean, anything that you may have consequences after. Because as I said before, your job is to be careful because you don't have a bodyguard. It is all important to not have painful consequences in your life because I mean, there are a lot of consequences like kids without father, like I don't know, like big credits that you have to pay, loans, or they're like lost virginity, or I mean, there are a lot of consequences that can be after such a serious decisions, and they can be as well if you made a right decision, but there are definitely less consequences if we have chosen a right guy for building a relationships and family even. So briefly saying, do all these things that I told you to wait when your love spell, the hormones, they will go a little bit down and you will see the real person and his real intentions to just avoid a painful disappointment in your life. That's probably all.